And it's just so wonderful to hear that, and the fact that you overcame those challenges. But also, it's really interesting to note from what you've said that we all think about money in different ways, but the perception is that everybody thinks about money in a similar way, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a bank, whether you're an individual, whether you're an employee or employer. We actually, if you think about it, we each have our own ideas and our own different understanding, and not everybody has the same levels of financial literacy or money understanding, but that shouldn't stop them if they've got a brilliant idea, or if they've got like a really, really amazing startup venture. That shouldn't be a limiting factor. So it's really wonderful to hear that you kind of developing that really real support. So Sherloc turns real plans into forecasts. Can you break down what that really means for a founder day to day?
Absolutely. So for a founder, we think about it in a time series approach, right? So if I am going to bring my beautiful idea to the market, how much do I think I'm going to need to spend to bring that idea? And do I need to hire anybody, right? I'm going to put a few plans in place that say, okay, I think I'm going to need to hire 1 or 2 people, and this is roughly how much I need to pay them every month, right? I'm going to say, okay, I might need some technology or some manufacturing or some warehousing space, and this is roughly how much I think I'm going to spend per month. We then identify when we're going to be able to start selling, or maybe we start earning revenues, or maybe there's a deep period of research and development. How much do we think we might need to cover those budgets and those expenses, whether they're people or non-people costs? Do we need to pay for licenses? Do we need to pay for accreditations or approvals? You build all of this in a spreadsheet, right? And we always keep telling founders, keep it simple, right? Because that's how we think. And then if you think you're going to start a point where you start selling something, again, you think, okay, in May next year, I'm going to start selling my first product. And then my volumes are going to be sold up this way, right? That is how founders think. Now, what I've learned throughout this journey is that accountants don't really see the same lens as we do. The investors, the funders, don't necessarily see it under the same lens as we do. And a great example is cash flow. So the way that founders think about cash flow is, this is roughly how much money I need to spend each month for the next 6 months to pay people and to pay for my expenses in my office space, etc. And that's what we call our monthly burn rate, right? And let's say your monthly burn rate is £10,000 a month. So I'm going to need to spend £60,000 in the next 6 months to get there. I might be able to fund that myself. I would love to say I have money to fund that kind of a check, but I don't. So you normally will go and see, okay, how can I finance my idea? This is how much money I think I need. And therefore you will present it to investors. And the first thing they're going to say is, great. Tell me when you break even. How long does your runway last you for? What is your runway? When do you start, generating a certain number of MRRs, which are monthly recurring revenues? When do you, what is the next phase? What do you expect to exit at, right? So they speak a slightly different language than the way we operationally run our dreams and our business. And that is really what we call the methodology that we've brought to the market